Hey, it's Jess. Welcome back. Today I'm here with another tag video. This is called The Last Book Tag. I can't remember where I saw it, but I saw someone else on YouTube do it. So then I Googled it. This is a tag about 9 books, and it's the last book in these categories. So let's go through the questions. The first question is the last book that I bought, and I actually have 2 I bought together. I bought Knight's Edge by Liz Curran, I'm not quite sure. This is a horror book that I think has to do with vampires. So I've heard really good things about this. I'm super excited about it. Then I also bought A Tempest of Tea by Hafsa Faizal. I'm sorry, I'm not quite sure how to say that. This is a fairly recent publication. I think I've heard it's all over YouTube and Book Talk. It's basically like it's about a tea house, but it turns into, let's see, it's a prestigious tea room that transforms into an illegal blood house by night, catering to vampires feared by society. So cool. Well, I got 2 vampire books and I didn't even know it. I couldn't remember what this one was about. I just remembered that I'd heard about it. And so those are the last 2 books that I bought. The next question is the last book I borrowed, and I honestly can't remember the last book that I borrowed, like in person or from a friend or anything, but I did borrow 3 books from the library because, of course, I got 3 and not just 1. The first one was Every Heart a Doorway by Shauna McGuire. This is the first novel in the Wayward Children series. I really enjoyed that one. My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. And then also You Can Trust Me by Wendy Hurd. The next prompt is the last book I was gifted. And technically, I didn't buy those books, so kind of they were a gift from my husband, but I was there and picked them out, so I'm not counting that. So the last book that I was gifted, I think, would have been... Where is it? The last book that was gifted to me was Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. The next prompt is the last book that I gave to someone. I don't know if this means like give to someone as a gift or to let them borrow. I did let my friend, borrow Misery. This is my copy of Misery. She gave it back, obviously. I can't remember the last book. Probably the last book that I gave to someone is I picked out some Critical Role graphic novels for my husband. That it is the Vox Machina origin story. The first 2 graphic novels in that, I think, are the last books that I gave someone as a gift. The next prompt is the last book that I started, and because I'm me, I started 2 books yesterday, because I always gotta be reading more than one thing at once. So I started Mapping the Interior by Stephen Graham Jones, and I also started reading ADHD for Smart-Ass Women by Tracy Otsuka. I started both of those yesterday. The next prompt is the last book I finished, and that was The Only One Left by Riley Sager. I finished this 2 days ago. The next prompt is last book I gave 5 stars. Technically, the last book I gave 5 stars was The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune, but I listened to this to get prepared for the sequel, and it was a reread, so... While if you're looking at my reading list and books I finished, technically this was the last one I gave 5 stars, but the last book that wasn't a reread that I gave 5 stars was Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. I listened to that as an audiobook and it was perfection. Highly, highly recommend. The next prompt is last book I DNF'd, which stands for did not finish. And although I have been giving myself, grace and telling myself I don't have to finish books, I really don't DNF books very often. So the last one, it looks like looking at my story graph, the last one I DNF'd was actually in 2022, and it was Echo by Thomas Old Huvelt. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce his last name. It was a translated book, and I got halfway through and realized I just did not care about any of these characters, and so I stopped reading it. The last prompt is the last book that you listened to, and I'm actually listening to You Can Trust Me. I got it from the library as well as this hard copy. So I'm listening to it as I'm reading the physical copy of it too. That was the last book tag. It was supposed to be a video about just 9 books, but of course, I had more than one answer for a lot of those tags. But now I want to know, have you read any of these books? What did you think? All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.